From fat and sick to healthy and trim.
Welcome, this is Plant Smart Living with Farmer Fred. I'm really glad you could join me today. Maybe if you've noticed, I changed scenery here a little bit. I'm kind of in my element when I'm outside. Well, anyhow, we had a viewer who follows us on YouTube, and he asked a really good question. And so I thought I would do a video answering his question so I could share it with others. His name is Clearing Clutter for Clarity, and I thought that was a really neat name. So he writes, "Hi Farmer Fred, I just came across your channel and subscribed. I'm starting to eat a more plant-based diet, although I don't want to go 100% for now. I appreciate your videos for ideas. What changes did you notice and how long did it take to see them? Thank you." So anyhow, I'm going to hope to do my best here to answer this question. So thanks for joining me today. Well, sure is a beautiful day here in Pennsylvania. It's early spring, and you know I love the springtime. It's a time of renewal and rebirth, and you know the birds really start to sing. So anyhow, I'm titling this message From Fat and Sick to Healthy and Trim. And if you notice, my focus is on regaining and restoring my health. And you know, weight loss is a bonus, you know. And so, you know, myself, I was raised on the standard American diet, consuming mass quantities of meats and cheeses and dairy products, and pouring olive oil on anything. You know, I was just shoveling food in my mouth, and basically what I was doing, I was eating myself to an early death and disability. And so, but you know, that's unfortunately typical for, you know, a lot of Americans today, a lot of people. And so, in order for me to answer the question, how long did it take to see the results of me when I adopted this type of lifestyle, I need to explain first what my ailments were, what my problems were. And so, like I said, I was eating myself to an early death and disability. And so at age 57, you know, at that point I was 65 pounds overweight, and it was hard for me to climb ladders. And being a contractor for 40 years, you know, I'm up in the attic and up on the roof, and so it was even hard to bend over and tie my shoes. And you know, I also couldn't play with my grandson Hunter on the floor, you know, and so, you know, I was no energy and depressed. And so in the year 2012, I ended up going to the doctors. And so at that time I weighed 265. My blood pressure was 150 over 90, and my cholesterol was the high 200s. And you know, the doctors wanted to put me on medications. And so I just knew that that was not the path to take, because I knew it wasn't treating the problem or the cause. And so, you know, being a contractor, I'm used to fixing and repairing things my whole life. I've troubleshooted a lot of problems, and so intuitively I just knew pills and medications wasn't the right way to go. And so at that point I had angina, you know, I had a lot of chest pains and achy joints and my bones and hands, and I had hemorrhoids, which was probably about the worst thing you could have, and experienced a lot of lower back pain, and I had allergies and Charlie horses behind my legs, and you know, I also started to suffer from impotence, you know. And you know, the impotence is men in our country suffer, 40% of men over 40 suffer from that. You know, again, it's all diet related. And you know, ED is a early warning sign. It's a canary in the coal mine, you could say, you know, where you have serious blood flow problems. And so, you know, the human body has over 60,000 miles of arteries, and that just amazes me. And so, you know, over time they get clogged up, which causes lower back pain and, you know, hearing loss and macular degeneration, and it causes all kinds of problems. And so I was approaching my golden years, and I just didn't want to be disabled or crippled. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And so what I did at that point, after visiting the doctors and not wanting to go on medication, I decided to take my health in my own hands and take control. And so what I did is I searched the internet and found Dr. John McDougall. And so you know, we have to ask the question, are our personal food preferences more important than life itself? Anyhow, finding John McDougall was just wonderful. You know, he was just upfront and honest with all his material, with his information he provided. Everything was free on his website, and you know, just a real gold mine of nutritional advice. And so that was just a huge blessing. I love Dr. John McDougall, very warm and friendly person. So anyhow, at this point I've been following a plant-based lifestyle for a little over 3 years now, and the results have been simply amazing. Now I weigh 199 pounds. My blood pressure now is 111 over 70, and my cholesterol total is 139. And as Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn says, if you can get your cholesterol under 150, you have become heart attack proof. You know, and you know, that's just wonderful. You know, it's amazingly good news. And you know, and this whole plant-based lifestyle is really the world's best kept secret. It's like discovering the fountain of youth, I tell people. And so also at one point my waist size was 42, and now it's like 36 to 37. And so it took me about 1.5 years to lose the weight, and all my health problems went away. Again, my focus is restoring my health and my energy and my appearance. Weight loss, again, is a bonus. And so, you know, our bodies will start to heal themselves as soon as we stop injuring our bodies with the foods that poison us. And that's the meats, the dairies, the chicken, the pork, the lunch meat, and the oils. Even once I start cutting out oils, I lost another 10 pounds. And you know, and again, oils are really damaging to your endothelium, you know, the inner lining of your blood vessels. And so, you know, it's just been simply amazing. You know, you get to eat as much as you want until you're full, because it's not about portion control or counting calories. You know, it's eating this type of lifestyle. You know, it's about the type of food you eat. You know, and so, you know, I eat a lot of starches, rice and potato, and you want your plate to be about 70% starch and the rest green and yellow vegetables and some fruit. And so, yeah, you can take control of your own health destiny. And so we don't need to become chained or shackled to the medical system. And so again, this news is, you know, the doctors, there's no incentive in telling people this message, and so you don't hear it. You only hear it few and far between. And so one thing I realized was that, and that kind of shocked me, is that the doctors, most of them are only trained in about 3 hours of nutrition out of all their years of college. And they're trained in disease management, you know, pills and procedures. And so, you know, they're profit-driven industries, and the money is made in treating the symptom, not the cause. You know, they make hundreds of billions of dollars a year. And so, you know, another piece of good news is that most chronic diseases are foodborne, diet-related illnesses. And so they can be reversed and prevented. And so again, just another amazing piece of information. And you know, you consider 70% of the deaths today are chronic and degenerative diseases. And again, the fact that most of them can be prevented and even some of them cured. And so, you know, doctors are great for treating acute care problems, broken bones, delivering a baby, etc. But they have been given the wrong tools for treating chronic disease. So in closing, I would like to say this. Say goodbye to most chronic diseases and daily pain and suffering. It's never too late to adopt a whole food, plant-based lifestyle. I hope this video will be helpful to you. And you know, if you do have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the section below. So anyhow, I just really want to thank you for joining me today. So until next time, this is Plant Smart Living with Farmer Fred.